Beep, 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 beep. Welcome to the court of the Edijester. As you can see, today I'm coming to you from my abode in my kimono. I look like a fat bloke at a Game of Thrones. No, the one with no balls. Now listen, you lot. Pay attention, because this is like, important, right? That you may be aware of, right, another kimono-wearing bloke called, not jovial porn, what's his name? Joylan Morm or something. He's got a very strange name. He's a muddied character, isn't he? He's the type of flits around his bloody mansion, dressed in a kimono. So he's a sort of kimono-wearing, fox walloping legal human gif, right? Okay, that's what he is, right? And he runs something called the Good Law Project. Now, I don't know why they call them the Good Law Project anymore, because they've got the same hit rate, right, of winning, the same hit rate of getting things right as a pissed pensioner playing golf with an umbrella and a walnut. I practically know. But they're at it again. They're at it again. Right? So they've seen an alarming rise, apparently. Because, not alarming rise, an alarming leaked document. So somebody in the NHS has sent them a document. Right? The document, which does not bear the name of any NHS professional. It's a conspiracy. Oi, Joy Flop, it's a conspiracy. Johnny Plop Horn. And I don't care. Johnny Plop Horn and I don't care. Oh, that's got to be done. Menno, Joyland Morn and I don't care. Joyland Morn and I don't care. I've had a coffee this morning. Right, the document, which does not bear the name of any professional in the Dubras, asks providers of mental health support to children and young people, CYP, to invite those on the national waiting list for gender services for a face-to-face appointment. Providers are told, we request all CYP who have been allocated to your service for mental health review are assessed as soon as possible. One group is asked to be reviewed and or assessed by the 30th of June 2024. I sense a disturbance in the farce. Right? To enable providers to satisfy this request, they are allocated further funding for an initial face-to-face assessment. But no recurrent funding. So they get the funding for the face-to-face assessment, but no recurrent funding. We assume, says the Good Law Project, what is being sought and funded is, at best, an assessment and onward referral to already long waiting lists for mental health services or for autism ADHD support. As part of this process, children and young people on the waiting list for trans healthcare, no such thing, have been sent a gender experience summary form. I guess asking them or their families whether they are receiving support from the private sector or from abroad, such as hormone treatment. Here we go. Here we go, here we go, here we go. We're going to get them. This is about Gender GP, isn't it? And the lunatics. Because Good Law Project are now, they're like, Gender GP, come on in, cup of tea. This is it, isn't it? Gender GP, Good Law Project. Right. The reality for all but a tiny minority of trans youth. What do they mean by that? People under 18, hey? Come on. Jolly Og Munch, whatever your name is. Come on. Is that what you mean? Children. The reality for all but a tiny minority of trans youth is that treatment is not available on the NHS. That's right. Soon it won't be available anywhere. Because it's not treatment, is it? It's cult indoctrination and flesh sacrifice. You wicked, vapid people. Against this background, what a background of cult and flesh sacrifice, okay. Against this background, the document recognises that many trans youth, what does that mean? Trans youth, what's a youth? Right, I'm 60. I look at Dennis Kavanagh, he's a youth, right? I look at Menno, he's a younger youth. A youth to me is like somebody in their sort of late teens, so 18 upwards. I don't think that's who they mean. Do you? When they say youth, they're trying to obscure the fact that under 18 is a child. Why would they do that? Come on, jumped up porn. Tell us, right? Against this background, the document recognises that many trans youth will have sourced hormone treatment from unregulated providers or unregulated sources. It's got that in speech marks. It states that the largest unregulated provider is a service called Gender GP. That's with heads up Wibbly, right? Which it says is registered overseas and is therefore outside the reach of the UK health regulators. Good Law Projects holds no brief for Gender GP, but obviously registered overseas is not the same as unregulated. Nevertheless, the document seems to treat the two as one and the same. What they doing? We're going to help them, but we're not going to help them. We're going to help them, but we can't get too close, because if we get too close, we're going to get tainted with mutilating and sterilising children. Oh, God. How do I manage? Get my kimono. Find me a fox that I can batter. Put the deep fat fryer on. Nuts. Right. At the assessment, providers are asked to advise the child or young person and their parent or carer not to take puberty blockers or gender-affirming hormones obtained through these routes without appropriate care. NHS England does not identify what appropriate care is, and it's hard to see what available care it would describe as regulated. Well, I would imagine it's going to be psychological care, because there is no other care. Right? Got it, Jolyon? You may mourn that. Have you got it? There's only psychological care. That's it. There is no other care. The rest of it is butchery. All right? Butchery or experimentation on children and young people. Do you get it? I think you do get it. You know why I think you get it? Because we know you've got no brief for Gender GP, have you? Not too close. Ooh. Providers are told not to prescribe or to stop prescribing puberty blockers or gender-affirming hormones. They're also told that if the trans child or young trans child, here we go, there it is, the mythical trans child or young person. Okay, so now he's talking about over 18 and under 18. And or their family disregard your advice and you consider this puts the child, young person at increased risk, then a safeguarding referral may also be appropriate in line with standard safeguarding approaches. And there it is. There it is. At last, we have the first glimmer of hope that recognising anybody who believes in gender identity who is under 18, anybody who believes that they were born in the wrong body and who is under 18, and anybody that espouses anybody under 18 believing any of that bullshit, that is a red flag of epic proportions and should start a safeguarding investigation immediately, which should include an investigation of the school, the internet usage, and the home. Because I can laugh and sit here wearing a bloody kimono, right? But at the end of this are damaged children. Damaged children. Well, people like the Good Law Project seem to think it's some sort of get on your white horse, right? With your armour on and get your lance out. Just not in public, Jordan, all right? Get your lance out. It's not. What people are now cheering is actual harm. We know this. Cass has given us this, right? So Jordan Morn can bleat all he wants. Look at what you're doing now, Jordan, cuddling up with Gender GP. How's that going to work out? Good Law Project / Gender GP. That's the title of the video. And I've got the funny feeling that may be a pairing you'll regret. Go on, people. Go and read the rest of it. It's really interesting. I'll see you later.